Big day 2 for Tyrone of Fermanagh, refereeing at Croke Park. The 4 midfielders out there waiting for the throw-in, and we'll have that just presently. A word at the start of the Nicky Rackard Cup from our guest analyst here in the commentary position today, Michael Dugan, co-commentator.
Yeah, Jim, what a great day for both Louth and London. You see their 2 managers there, what it meant to them. Game just about to start here. London have maybe the bigger names individually, but Louth would have that team spirit from playing together year in, year out. So it'll be very interesting. Let's hope it lives up to the standard of last Sunday.
Yes, so the Christy Ring Cup final has set the standard. And here's Louth with the first scoring chance of the game, and a good ball in by Niall McEnany. Turning and going for the first goal, but hitting it wide. And Louth right full forward out. Gerard Smith looking for a first scoring chance. A little touch on the hurley to say that he's not too worried about that. Now, he's a young player, Michael. A score would have settled him.
It would have settled him. He's just got his leaving cert results this week. Very young player, but very, very highly rated. And out there, he had more time probably, but a bit of nerves will be there in the first 10 minutes, especially for these lads who are not used to playing the time.
Yes, but nerves can be good too. They can lead to adrenaline. High score in from the right half forward, high ball into the right half forward, and there's the goalkeeper getting a touch, and he would be looking forward to getting his first touch on the ball, JJ Burke, and a confident touch it was too. And get down to his centre forward, Jim Ryan, known as a good worker on the 40. Man who likes to break up the play and move the ball on. Going back to help is Trevor Hilliard for Louth. Keeping a good eye on it, centre half back, Fergus McMahon, flipping it out, and the first block of the game goes in. Onto left half forward comes Declan Byrne. Goalkeeper keeping an eye on the breaking ball. And again varying the direction of his clearance. Kept in. The London midfielder Mick O'Mara, a couple of hard tackles going in. Onto it comes Dara Smith, Galway man, getting a second touch onto it. Nicely positioned is Trevor Hilliard. He's covering a lot of ground. Out to his midfielder Shane Callan. Shane Callan driving it high and in and over the bar. And there's the first goal of the game. And Louth are off the mark. And they deserve that score because they've done all the attacking in the first 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, very good score, Jim. Trevor Hilliard there, right half forward for Louth, started very well. He's playing in a very deep role. The one thing is, I suppose, they're putting the ball in very high to the full forward line, but as I say, you're going to have that early on, but they'll be delighted with that score to settle.
Onto it again, seeing a lot of the ball in the early minutes is Trevor Hilliard. Nice turn away by Michael Harding for London. You can ignore the number 11 there on Aidan Carter's back of Louth. He is taking full back. And first scoring chance for London fell to Dave Burke across the face of the goal and wide. And just a thought, Michael, because of the showers of rain that we've had 2 of them in the last hour, it may just affect the surface.
Yeah, there'll be, lads, the ground is very firm, so they'll be trying to wear the multi-stud boots. And there will be a little bit of slipping until they adjust to it, but they'll settle down into that as well. A good start, a good lively start, Jim. Both teams will be happy enough.
And Stephen Smith with a good distance in his first puck of the game, and the London centre half back has settled well. Fergus McMahon, second attack of the game, down towards the right full forward. A little pull there, Dave Burke couldn't keep it in play, and it's rolled wide.
Yeah, Jim, I think the Louth goalie would be advised not to be put. Fergus McMahon has an awful lot of inter-county experience, played with Meath for a number of years, but was also a regular with Leinster for 2 or 3 years. And as Gerald O'Neill said before, I remember him scoring 4 or 5 points in play off Johnny McMahon one day when he lined out the centre forward. Very strong in the air, so he'd be better off to play the ball down the wings.
Well, if he's got points off Johnny McMahon, he obviously has a good hand. Louth back on the attack, and a man has run loose here, and will Louth bring him into the play? Well, it's going to be left full forward Niall McEnany, and he's going for his score. And now the full-back thought that was wide, and he was pleading a case there, the London full-back, but maybe Michael, indication there that they know the tricks as well. Sometimes if you say something to an umpire, you might just put him off, but there was no doubt about that.
No, it was straight over. Lovely score, lovely first touch there from Niall McEnany, and a nice ball into space. I think the 2 corner forwards look very lively for Louth, and if they play the ball in front of them, they're capable of causing damage.
So from there, we'll be wondering, will Louth play the ball down into the corners rather than playing it to the big man at the heart of the big man at the heart of London defence? McMahon at centre half back. Is their full back, Michael Thompson, is a very small man, but he's in there for strength, obviously. Moving it on was Michael Harding for London. Man loose in a scoring position. and just gone wide from the left half back, Brian Foley. Michael, that's a name we associate, of course, to his brother with soccer more than hurling.
Yeah, Dominic Foley, he was in England for a while, and obviously now with Bohemians. Obviously a very sporting family, and looks to be a very athletic man as well.
Yes, and there's Brian Foley knocking the ball down, just batting it down cleverly, and a nice ball on here to his centre half forward. But Louth centre half back would have felt there perhaps, Paul Dunn, that he might have won himself for free, but the referee's playing on. And a nice ball back to the left half forward, John McGahan. John McGahan going for a score and putting it wide. So London just racking up the wides, and we've already had 4 of them, Michael, in the early stages.
Yeah, Louth, you know, just something that I was thinking about coming up to the match today is that London, a lot of players from different counties, individuals, whereas Louth, you know, that team spirit is often very hard to beat, and Louth are playing with great heart and closing down London very quickly when they're on the ball.
Yes, tremendous effort being put in by the two teams already, and wonderful overhead pull there. I mean, that's a tremendous skill, and that's something that we don't often see in the game. A nice ball out by Tom Sims, the London fullback, and the man in possession just making space for himself and getting the ball down. So certainly the skills of the game are much in evidence here. Onto it for London, trying to win the ball was John McGahan, and again on the run, hoping to end the bad habit there of wides in the early minutes for London. Now breaking again to Brian Foley, out to John McGahan. John McGahan giving it back to Brian Foley. He's already had one go at the post. Now he keeps a low trajectory on this one, and there was almost a touch there from the corner forward running across the goal, but certainly Brian Foley did nothing wrong there, putting a low trajectory on the ball.
Yeah, Jim, but I think they're going to rule these wides. That was a very easy chance, 50 yards out. It was a dangerous ball in, it could have been a goal after, but that's 5 wides for London now, and we've only 6 minutes played. And you know, a bit like Clare last week, when you're on top, you have to put away those scores.
Yes, well, Brian Foley there from his first wide, he mightn't just have had the confidence to go for the score the second time. Going back well here, reading the play is Fergus McMahon. He's seeing a lot of the ball out, but then they just give it away. Back goes Michael Harding to help. He'll be having to play an awful lot of ball, Michael Harding, in the middle of the field to protect Mick O'Mara, because it's well known that Mick O'Mara, their long-serving stalwart in the middle of the field, that he is carrying an injury, so Harding will have to do the hard work. Now again, Michael, just a reflection on the pitch. It is, of course, a big pitch. It's a wide pitch as well, and the dimensions of the pitch is something that the players will not be familiar with.
No, it'll be new. It'll be very new to these guys. You know, particularly the London players over in Ricelip wouldn't be nearly as big as this, but that's something, you know, I think they'll enjoy, because it gives the forwards especially more room. We saw that last week with a lot of good scores, and hopefully the players, you know, when they're in possession, they're just so far they tend to be hitting the ball a bit aimlessly. We'd like to see them playing the ball into their full forward and giving them a bit more time in the ball.
So Louth can see the sideline ball on the Hogan stand side of the field. A chance for Mick O'Mara to show his cutting skills. Certainly got a strong hand on that ball, gets it down towards his right corner forward. Now the full forward trying to get into the game, Barry Shortall. And did he win a 65? Yes, he did. And the referee was more sure of it there than the umpire.
I think that was a wide.
Jesus Christ, come off the London
yes.
man.
Or Jim, my first impression was a wide ball we'd seen here now.
And I think as well we'll see, I think, Michael, we saw there but that the umpire was not sure. It's really the referee who made the signal. Just a word on the referee, Michael Tyrone Mahan from Fermanagh. Big day for him too. And isn't it great for Fermanagh hurling that they get a man to referee a match here?
Absolutely, he gives everything a boost as well. And you know, so far he's doing well, not too controversial yet. But London need a score now, Jim, at this stage to settle him down.
Michael Harding from Tipperary, striking it well. Great ball from long distance. Michael Harding then with the 65. In and over the bar, and Harding and O'Mara, the Tipperary pair, they'll certainly have a good understanding in the middle of the field.
Yeah, Harding's averaging 3 points a match, Ger, so far, or Jim. I think it's Ger Canning here beside me, Jim. Sorry about that. So used to Ger. 3 points a match so far in the championship. So obviously he's a good long range free taker.
Yes, and I was making the point, Michael, that he's got to protect O'Mara as well, because there's a doubt about O'Mara as to whether he'll last. So the hard challenges are going in, and that's something that we've got to get used to too, because this is a fiercely competitive game. Both teams want to win this Nicky Rackard Cup.
Yeah, it's probably something too, Jim, that teams at this level, you can't be giving away silly frees. It was a feature last week. I think there was 15 points from frees scored in the Westmeath down match, whereas there was only 4 or 5 points from frees in the Clare Cork match. So ill-discipline is going to cost you, at any level, and that's a bad way. The rain is coming down there now, making conditions very difficult for the players.
Yes, well, we see Gerard Smith there having to dry the handle of the hurley there with his jersey, and it clearly is a problem for him. So that's another wide for Louth, and that's 2 for them now. But London, of course, are on 5 wides in this game so far. The London right half back did well there, John Dillon, Limerick man. And fast out to it here is Kevin McMullen. And McGahan and McMullen, the Antrim men, have done well from the left flank. And there's a very good effort by McMullen, and it's gone over the bar. So this is a lot more like it for London now. And Michael, well, we don't need evidence, but here's more evidence. And especially, I suppose, Offaly men don't need evidence going back to 1989. These Antrim men, they can hurl either with Antrim or with London.
Oh yeah, they have a great passion for the game in Antrim. That's well known. But just again, Jim, when there's good ball going into the inside forward line of both teams, you can see the skill level, and they're well able to score. So hopefully that the players out the field won't be panicking into playing high balls in, because there's both the corner forwards. Great catch here by Brian Foley.
Yes, we saw Brian Foley a few minutes ago. Didn't really have the confidence to go for the point with the second ball having it wide, but that'll boost his confidence again. The teams are level, of course, for the first time after 9.5 minutes of good hurling in this Nicky Rackard Cup final. So from inside his own half of the field, Michael Harding, he's already put over a 65, had the distance, but just couldn't put it on target. The sportsmanship there from the 2 players who got just into a little bit of a tangle for a minute or so. This is the Louth goalkeeper, Stephen Smith. He's from the Pierce Oak Club, same club as the young free taker Gerard Smith. Now just failing to keep it in play was Shane Callan, who's been trying hard to get into the game, but so far Harding and O'Mara have possibly played better quality ball from the middle of the field. The short ball by Harding didn't work out. Good clearance got in by Mulholland for Louth. Tom Sims under a little bit of pressure, but off his left. It's in a good clearance down to a big man at centre half forward, Jim Ryan. He didn't control it, but it's moved on to the left half forward, McGahan. McGahan playing it out to the busy, alert Brian Foley. Looking for a fast man inside, McMullen. Good covering by the midfielder, Shane Callan for Louth. Breaking back to Brian Foley, getting it in just over the head of the full forward. The keeper has to be alert. Oh, he's clever. Clever to the point of being cheeky. And that's how you improvise. Now, maybe it's the fact that London is famous for its tennis and Wimbledon, but certainly he played good ball there. And a nice turn inside here by Dara Smith. Just getting away from his man and striking for a score, but putting it wide. Another London wide, and that's the full forward, Barry Shortall, who'll come a long way out. And we have a feeling, Michael, that he'd be more comfortable closer to goal.
Yeah, here's Stephen Smith, the Louth goal. Lovely bit of skill. It could have backfired on here, but cool as a breeze, little touch out. I don't think that Aidan Carter will be thanking him for that one, but well cleared there in the end. London are going to Rudy's message, and they've had a lot of wides. Here's Fergus McMahon. This man can score. A great score to put this over now. So Fergus McMahon from just outside the 45, dropping it in and just going wide on the far side of the field. Well, the red helmeted Fergus McMahon just runs back to his position, but he is seeing a lot of the ball in the early stages of the game from Robert Emmons. London are very dominant now, Jim, at this stage. They've had 8 wides, but they're winning all the ball from the puckouts. Louth really need a ball winner around the half forward line there. They've only got maybe 2 or 3 balls inside, but they have used them well and have a couple of points on the board. But if London keep dominating, they're going to put the scores on the board eventually. Yes, those statistics, of course, are against London. 8 wides in 13 minutes, but it is, of course, an indication of just how much of the ball they're seeing. Brian Foley with the tremendous cut in front of the goal, and the scoring chance is coming here. And it's tucked into the net, but it all came from the sideline cut. It was a terrific ball in from the sideline cut. And when it broke here to the full forward, Barry Shortall, well, yes, he's more comfortable closer in around the goal. Yeah, Jim, he read it very well in behind his man, and great finish. But, Aidan Carter centre half forward, back full back, caught the wrong side of his man, but a brilliant line ball. Brian Foley has really caught my eyes since the start of the game. Very athletic figure there, wing back, and a beautiful striker. So,
Barry Shorto, the goal scorer. And a dangerous ball in, and the keeper has to improvise again, but this time he doesn't improvise as well. And it's gone in, and we have 2 goals in a minute. And the left foot forward, Kevin McMullen, and we were saying, Michael, he's a fast man.
Well, he is, but you know, they have so much possession, Jim. I was just saying it, and if you keep high ball here, very awkward. Again, Aidan Carter missed the ball in the air, and you know, simple tap in. Like, Aidan Carter really should have got his hurl to that and left the goalie with no chance, and a simple goal there for Kevin McMullen. But London have, you know, they've really been dominating under the puck outs and relentless pressure, and really I think that scoreline is a fair reflection at this stage.
Well, it must have been worrying for Louth, all right, that they had to make a pre-match change at full-back, but I'm afraid the change just hasn't worked so far. So let's see, can they settle now and get back into the match? And certainly they have the ball, at least in the right half of the field just now, but there's fierce pressure there, and it's knocked away from them. And again, a Louth man misses the pull there. Just his first touch let him down. And the London right half-back was able to improvise there, John Dillon, without a hurdle. Onto it for Louth. They need a score from the left half forward, and the keeper, oops! Now, that was pretty close to the line. It'd be interesting to see that again.
I don't think it was, Jim.
It was Declan Byrne who sent it in, but it was a wobbly moment for JJ Burke in the London goal. And then Louth with a wide ball, and that's the last thing they need.
Yeah, my first instinct was it wasn't. We'll watch, have a look at the replay here. Blocked down by JJ Burke. No, definitely outside the line, well outside the line.
Yes, he's a big man too, and he was able to control it quickly.
Yeah, but that greasy ball, Jim, we've talked about it earlier on, you know, goalies really have to be handling those balls when they're coming in on the square.
And another factor perhaps, Michael, is that in Croke Park more than in any other pitch, the ball tends to just fly off the ground.
It does, yeah, it does. The ground is very firm underfoot. Even, you know, if you had heavy rain, it's soaked up with the new system they have there, so goalies wouldn't be used to it in a lot of cases when they're not used to Croke Park.
JJ Burke then, the Kilkenny man in goal. Trevor Hilliard just knocking it away for Louth. He's one of their better players, but London are putting on huge pressure here. As expected, of course, because they were playing in a higher grade of hurling in the National League. And of course, there was a time when they played in All-Ireland quarterfinals. Brian Foley, lovely turn. Now, could he crown this with the score? Off his left this time, Brian Foley. That would be a beautiful score, and it is by Brian Foley. Michael Dignan, the man who caught your eye.
Yeah, well, looking at this guy so far, he could play at a lot higher level than this. A beautiful hurler, and what a strike there from halfway line on his left side.
We saw the strike there, Michael, but the turn was superb.
Yeah, he knew that he had room. But he looks a player very, very comfortable at this level, and you'd imagine he's a Cork man. You know, he looks very, very talented.
So Brian Foley has set up a goal with his sideline cut for London, and he's helped himself to a point. He's had a wide as well. He's sent in a couple of very good balls, and he certainly is very influential. Now the strong man Michael Harding off his left, and again first touch let the London man down there, but again we have to be cognizant of the conditions as well. David Mulholland getting that ball up the field. Onto it came the left full forward Niall McEnany, but just losing out there in terms of physical strength. Going back is the right full back David Black, under a bit of pressure however, and under more pressure, and David Mulholland gets it up. And Trevor Hilliard gets onto it for Louth, but they're a long way from the goal, and that's what's worrying for Louth now. They're not getting any quality ball into their full forward. Very good blocking again by London. They certainly are good at all the skills of the game. Now onto it for Louth comes the left half back Robert Byrne, but he just couldn't keep it in play. And again, Michael, pressure from London.
London, yeah, they're that physically stronger. You can see the Louth forwards now are losing their shape. They're half forward and they're all out past midfield, and they've only a minute ago there's only one player inside the 45, so you just need to settle down and relax and get a score on the board and get back into the game.
So onto it there for London came their centre forward Jim Ryan, but Louth get in the clearance, and again Michael Harding covering there. And the centre back, Fergus McMahon, onto it as well with a very good pick-up, using his hand well and winning the free. And I've just noticed as well, Michael, that 3-4 times in this game now Michael Harding, the number 8, is covering back at right half back. You know, again, helping out his half.
Yeah, well, you know, what most managers at county level, they like to see their midfield playing pretty deep and supporting their half back line and leaving room for their forwards, bringing the half forward line out the field and leaving loads of room inside. And that's what they're doing to good effect. You know, the 2 goals have come there from 2 men in the full forward line, loads of room inside. It's working very well. Yeah, Fergus McMahon here, I think, a bit of a knock on the head for Michael Harding again, and he's got a couple of heavy knocks. Fergus has taken this free now to give him a break.
playing it down the line towards right full forward, and a nice ball from McMullen across from left full forward to right full forward. And London have switched their corner forwards now, and McMullen has gone over, but he has so much speed that he should be comfortable on the right hand side as well, although when he turned onto his left there he hit a wide for London. And so the London wides move on now to 9 after 19 minutes of play. So every picture tells a story, and the picture there tells you that 61% of the possession has gone to the leaders, London. And Tom Smith knocking the ball away to his left, covering well, and nice ball out to spot that Brian Foley was free. Now his first touch lets him down for once, but he recovers well. Bit of help from Eamon Phelan. Louth full forward is David Dunn. On to the hard-working Trevor Hilliard, who has seen a lot of ball. And another touch for Trevor Hilliard. Now, can he get through London tackles here? He has a man in support. That man is Diarmuid McCarthy. Now, very good ball in. Louth have men over here and driving for a score, but putting it wide. And that's so disappointing for Louth, because, Michael, they were back in with the chance of a score.
Sure, yeah. Was it Diarmuid McCarthy, the midfielder, got the ball in possession going up the middle? I think he took the wrong option. He passed it back outside when Gerard Smith had gone loose inside, or Gerard Smith had gone loose inside in the right corner forward position. Maybe took the wrong option. But really, London are imposing themselves on the game. They're 7 points up and could be a lot more up really at this stage, Jim. They're well on top.
Just looking at their history, Michael, and we're just waiting for the London left full back Brian Ford to come back. Looking at their history, they did of course play in All-Ireland quarter-finals. You know, so there was a time when London played at a decent level.
Oh yeah, and you know, I think over the years, a lot of, particularly going back 15, 20, 25 years ago, when there was more people moving to London to work. You know, they provide a great facility over there, and a great Irish spirit has built up over the years. But a lot of county players played in London over the years, and you know, a lot of these players will be coming from top clubs around Ireland and bringing a very high standard of hurling.
Yeah, clubs such as O'Gonagall and Clare, which provided this lad Brian Ford, because we know what Cullum and David can do, of course, the goal scorer.
Yeah, and Brian Ford is on the Clare panel for a number of years, and Fergus McMahon playing, say, with Leinster. You know, that's a very high standard. Brian Foley are from Cork, top class players all over the field.
Yes, so Louth supporters watching here on television today especially will have to, I think, take it into account that they are up against a team that have been playing at a higher level. So 21 and a half minutes gone. 2-3 to 2 points. London well on top now, both on the scoreboard and in general play, and it's been disappointing really that we haven't had a chance to see Gerard Smith at his best, the youngster who got his leaving cert results during the week. Well, he just almost topped that as he hit it, but it's struggling to get over the bar, and it's made it. And Gerard Smith just needed a score, Michael, to get his confidence up.
Yeah, very little ball got into him, in fairness. Now he got the first ball of the game, but I think he's moved into full forward now. They might be better off bringing him out the field, you know, onto the wing where he can get more involved in the game.
So as the rain comes down in Croke Park again, crowd getting bigger by the minute. London on the attack again. Mick O'Mara, who is lasting this first half well, even though there was an injury doubt about him. Brian Foley gets a good touch onto it. Battled well for that ball, even though he was grounded. Chance to get the ball into the left corner. Sims out to it, the strong man at full back for London. Not the biggest man in the world, he has powerful shoulders. And the pickup is just a little bit dangerous here for Gerard Smith, because he was close to the line. And London battled just that little bit better for that ball. And Michael Harding won that ball again. And Michael Harding so far doing a huge amount of hard work, Michael.
Yeah, he is indeed, Jim. You know, a little bit of inexperience there. Nice ball into Niall McEnany on the ground, and really on a wet pitch he should have known it was going to slip past him. He should have been turning his man, and you know, missed the ball. And Tom Sims very impressive at full back though, the leash man for London as well. Very, very strong man.
Well, here's the right full forward with a very neat touch coming in for London, Dave Burke. But it's won again by this real hard worker on this field, Trevor Hilliard. Out towards Gerard Smith, and indeed Louth may well have heard what Michael Dugan said, because they've brought Gerard Smith out the field now. And nicely taken out again by Trevor Hilliard. Now with just one man inside the 45-metre line, it's asking a lot of Louth. And a neat touch away by Eamon Phelan to Brian Ford. Happily he's recovered from the knock, and he gets the ball down towards Brian Foley, runs past him on to John McGaughan at left half forward. And Smith has come out the field, Michael, but it was asking a lot there to Louth with only just one man in.
Well, he actually hasn't moved position though, Jim. He's just, their full forward line has been dragged way out the field. If you look at them, even they're down off camera now, there's only 2 of them inside the 45, but if they're, they have to hold their shape. In fairness, their back line is doing well. London have been forced into a good few wides. The 2 goals, obviously came there, but apart from that, the Louth backs have been coping well, but it's really their half forward line and midfield that are struggling badly.
"24 minutes have gone now. High ball in, going for a score and getting it. So London stretch clear now. Moving on with Dave Burke coming all the way out from corner forward to take that free. The Tipperary man at corner forward. And Michael, it was no secret that they think a lot of this man, Dave Burke.
Yeah, surprisingly, it's taken 25 minutes for him to get his first score. He's scored 114 in the championship so far. Very well regarded as a hurler.
Now Trevor Hilliard is standing under this ball again. Again, they try the left corner. Good touch onto it by the right half back, John Dillon. Just read it so well. Hilliard again for Louth. He's a Trojan worker for Louth. London trying to play it to the wing to Michael Harding, who was hit late, and the referee, Tyrone of Fermanagh, will he give the free where the ball lands here? Just a word about Trevor Hilliard, Michael. He certainly is the best worker we've seen out there in the Louth team, because he sings more of the ball.
Well, he has, Jim. He's moved to midfield now, but his striking, has let him down a bit. He's striking the ball up in the air all the time, but going to get booked here now. This Michael Harding down again. He'll certainly know he was in the game tomorrow. He's had 4 or 5 heavy knocks already. He's in the middle of everything for London.
So from Knockbridge and now the yellow card for Trevor Hilliard. It's been an eventful sort of game for him.
And Jim, I know it's maybe low-key enough match, but the referee's been very impressive. I don't think he's made any mistake yet in the game. He's doing very, very well, and just shows you, Fermanagh man coming to Croke Park as well, maybe wouldn't be regarded in refereeing circles as well as hurling circles, but he's doing very well.
So that's a new name to watch out for then, Tyrone McMahon from So better news now of Michael Harding. He's recovered, he's up, and certainly he did take a knock there, and it knocked the stuffing out of him. So this free from closer in will suit Dave Burke. He's already hit a good one from a long way out from the left-hand side, but he was striking with his right. And even though it's from the right, with the right, it's clearly well within his range.
Come on, Trevor! Come on!
So Dave Burke then. Well, the umpires aren't sure, and it's gone wide. Now, it probably was wide, Michael, but 1 or 2 umpires down there, they're just having a kind of day. They're finding it difficult to make up their minds. Maybe it's not easy. They too might be inexperienced.
Yeah, definitely wide. Yeah, that umpire there, a little bit hesitant for a 65 yard, but again, yeah, as you say, big day for them coming to Croke Park, having maybe done a few club matches in Fermanagh, so big step up as well.
Well, not everybody wants to be an umpire in the world of hurling, and we might find it hard to see a former Offaly player have too much to say about umpires, but it's nice as well that Michael did have a word for him.
We often get our opinion already.
Now, great block. Now the Louth full forward there, David Dunn, a tremendous block there, and you see there's a long skid mark on the ground there.
Yeah, that's Michael Harding again. We've mentioned him so much in our commentary. What a block down here. It just shows you the commitment. Like, people, if they want to know what it means to these players, they can see it in the commitment in very tough conditions out there. Now it's very, very wet now and drizzling.
And 28 minutes into the game, Louth needing a score, and again they give the responsibility to Gerard Smith, who Michael was saying won the first ball that came his way, then was starved of quality ball, then had a chance from free, put it over the bars, bound to have done his confidence a lot of good. And let's see now from the left with his right, Gerard Smith across the face of the goal and wide, and well, inexperience again, and we saw the hurl twisting, Michael, in his hand there, just a little bit.
Conditions are difficult out there now.
JJ Burke's tuck out. Louth man just let it go past him there at midfield. Now they pull forward out to give a bit of help to his midfielder Shane Callan, and again JJ Burke stops it, controls it. Now he's conceded the sideline ball. Now you feel, Michael, need to inject some urgency into the game. Now we saw it from Westmeath in the Christie Ring. There was urgency in there.
Absolutely, because a point or two, Jim, they're well back in this game. 5 or 6 point lead in hurling is not, but you'd love to see them coming in on top of JJ Burke. That's 2 balls he's batted down, and their full forward line need to stay in, and with balls coming in like that on a slippery day, they need to be in creating pressure around the square and not leaving it handy to them.
So Louth then, can they get their shape back into their forward line? Very good cut by Declan Byrne, and London just whooshing it out of trouble. Fergus McMahon, second touch, wins him the ball. Now it's been knocked away from him, but he gets a third touch. Now the right half back here is under a lot of pressure, and again it's Hilliard, the hard worker, who applies a bit of pressure, and in comes Sims, and that's a good clearance by a man playing well, Tom Sims, the Laois man. Now Paddy Butler would love to have him back in Laois, I'm sure, but it's London. Laois's loss is London's gain. Just missing the touch there was Nick O'Mara. Hilliard has it back to the full forward David Dunn. David Dunn striking for a score, and he's got it. And Louth have waited a while for that score, and that score will do them a lot of good. David Dunn, and in fairness, Michael, this man is working hard even when he goes out the field. He
is working hard, Jim. Like the commitment of both sets of players and the effort can't be faulted. The big difference I'd say today is the striking is not even of the same quality as Westmeath and Down last week. When you come under pressure, like the centre back there, Paul Dunn got a ball on his own, really should have been into the corner in front of Gerard Smith, but he poked it up in the air. A mistake from London, and good harrying again by Louth, and a good score to finish. But that's the big difference I see, is striking under pressure, and they're getting blocked and hooked that bit easier than you'd expect.
But this is the different tiers, Michael, that we're seeing today. We're seeing the top tier Galway and Kilkenny. We saw one tier last Sunday, and I suppose we cannot expect really this tier to be quite as good even as Westmeath.
Well, that's it, Jim, but this is good for them. They'll never learn unless they get the opportunity. I think it's been brilliant of the Hurling Development Committee to let these players come to Croke Park, to give the other teams as well in the group that incentive to get to Croke Park to play in a big match, and there's all-stars teams being picked from the Nicky Rackard Cup and from the Christie Ring Cup, and all those things will help the players.
So each team then playing at its own level, and that's the key really to the success of these competitions, that you play at your own level and that you try to win at your own level.
Yes, Jim, and that you're training in the summer months. I was involved with Meath Hurlers for a couple of years. We were finished in May. When you need to be training May, June, July, August, September, when you have the good weather and the long evenings, that you can practice the skills. There's no point running around in the winter and then not being able to show your talents in the summer months.
So JJ Burke then with the tuck out, and we come up towards the 32nd minute, going in hard there with the Louth midfielder Shane Callan. Now he's upset there, feeling perhaps that he should have had a free, but the sideline ball is to London. Now playing it short didn't work there, and there was a very hard challenge on Fergus McMahon, and Callan gets that ball in again. And just going back to what Michael Dignan was saying, there's no pressure being put on the goalkeeper in possession, and JJ Burke, his concentration perhaps let him down there. This is a very hard challenge, Michael. At least there is one Louth man there, David Dunn, who is prepared to go in hard and play the game hard.
Yeah, there wasn't a thing wrong with that, shoulder to shoulder. It's nice to see a bit of it in the game. JJ Burke, I don't know if he looks a little bit dodgy in the high ball, but they have been very awkward balls to handle, in fairness. High ball just under his crossbar, but really the Louth full forward need to be staying in around there and waiting for the breaks.
Gerard Smith then from the 65, and that's just spun right away from him, and the young man is just not happening for him right now, and he looks a little bit down, Michael.
Yeah, he looks a bit down. Yeah, his style maybe on a better day, he just tended to come up under the ball, not striking the ball as firm as normally you'd expect. Lower trajectory on a wet day like today, and he's trying to lob them in with the wind, which won't work out there in Croke Park.
Almost 33 minutes to play on then. Now 2 Louth men went for the one ball, but of course Dunn had a height advantage on Hilliard. Tom Sims on the ball again, slipping, and that's giving us an idea there of what the surface is like, and no doubt the other teams playing here in Croke Park, they will take note of that. You understand there will be 3 minutes added on at the end of the first half for stoppages. Nice ball out to Michael Harding, who has to carry the burden in midfield really, because Mick O'Mara just running out of steam a bit because of his injury. He's been out of the game for the last 10 minutes or so. Again, a couple of hard challenges from the Louth man.
Jim, in fairness, Louth have been very dominant. London got 2 goals, but since then Louth have taken over, and they haven't scored an awful lot, but they've battled very, very hard.
So what a what a boost it would be if this ball goes over the bar, and it does. And again, Trevor Hilliard was involved there, but of course that one came from the defence. And James McCarthy coming through from the middle of the field, but we see Hilliard giving McCarthy the pass and the high in over the bar, and again Hilliard involved. And as Michael was saying, Louth are coming back into this game. James McCarthy just missed the pull there. Oh, nice ball back by the left half back Ronan Byrne. That was cheeky too. And Fergus McMahon coming hard, met by a hard shoulder there from Ronan Byrne, but an unmarked man. Onto it comes the centre forward, and there's a man loose, and he pulls first time on it and gets it in. Well, he mightn't have got the goal, Michael, but and it may have been ambitious, but it was skillful.
It was very skillful, and quite a good save by Stephen Smith. A tricky ball off the wet surface, bounced there, and he got a touch through there at the near post, and a good save.
So with 3 minutes of additional time to come, again we saw an example there of the speed and skill of Kevin McMullen, and if he could get more ball, I think he could do damage.
Yeah, I think that looks the big difference. London have got the 2 goals and maybe looked at more bit likely to get goals. As you said there, they're playing at a higher level in the league, and more used to that type of maybe better quality club matches and that type of thing. But Louth, in fairness, battling very, very hard, and every score London get, they're fighting hard for.
Michael Harding then striking, but putting it to the right and wide, and the London wide tally is mounting by the minute. It's now up to 11 as we come up to the end of the second minute of time added on. So London making a change, and off goes Mick O'Mara, and we were saying, Michael, that he wasn't lasting the pace.
No, he got an injury, I think, in the semi-final, and obviously working against him. He'll be a bit of a loss, but if he's not fully fit, there's no place to hide out there in Croke Park.
So Gary Fenton, a Limerick man, comes in.
And London are playing with a freshish enough breeze too, Jim. It's blowing down towards the Louth goal, and I think it's definitely a 2 or 3 point wind, and as can be seen, London 11 wide. So Louth are still in this game. If we get a goal, they'll be right back in it.
Stephen Smith with the puck out then. London again covering well, waiting for the breaks. Down to Dave Burke's corner. Dave Burke, nice switch of the play. Out to it comes the left full back Shane Darcy, but didn't get any distance into his clearance, and it's the centre forward Jim Ryan. Dangerous ball in front of the goal. Now the defender's got to be careful here, and he's got to be alert, and they win a free out. A bit of passion creeping into it, Michael. Now just thinking there how this was a chance of another goal here.
I think Aidan Carter learned from the early ball. He got his hurdle, did well, flicked it out, and Paul Dunn wins a free out here.
But again, Louth striking just a little bit too short in defence.
It is, yeah. They're not managing to clear their lines or get the ball out over midfield. They're putting themselves under pressure all the time.
Well, Gary Fenton is in, of course, and a sign of how well organised London are, Michael, that they didn't allow Mick O'Mara to stay on the field. Sometimes you'd feel, will we give him another minute or so, it'll be half-time, but they don't hang around. Yeah,
but, at this level, it's a big match. It's an Ireland final in Croke Park, and if you're injured, you're injured. You can't play on with a bad injury out there.
So Mick O'D, the London manager, he made the call there, and Mick O'Mara's game is over, but I think Mick himself would have feared that he wouldn't last the 70 minutes anyway. Clearance is by John Dillon, who has done well at right half back. David Mulholland just missed it for Louth, but Shane Darcy didn't, and that's a better clearance. Shane Callan battling for Louth.
I think Louth will be happy enough just to be 5 points down now coming into half time. Really, London have dominated for large sections of the game, and their striking is after better, as they say, falls over the line ball there. But London well worth their 5 point lead at half time. The half time whistle just blown there now.
Yes, it's half time at Croke Park in the Nicky Rackard Cup final between London and Louth. London the leaders, 2-4 to 5 points. There goes Dave Burke. London's 2 first-half goals came from Barry Shortall in the 14th minute and Kevin McMullen in the 15th minute. And just looking back on it, Michael, 2 goals inside a minute, that was key.
Yeah, that was the key thing. 2 high balls in around the square. The first one, great line ball in, well finished at net. And then the second one, you know, on a bad day like today, a wet day, high ball is dangerous in around the square, and those 2 goals have made all the difference at this stage.
Yes, thank you very much indeed, Michael. Just a quick word, Michael. Michael Lester was referring there to the senior match. Now, these are not quite minors, or if they are, Michael, I'm sure when you were a kid around Banagher and Bore, you'd have heard the phrase, he's a hairy minor.
They're fairly hairy minors, though. That's only a little slip there from Michael. I know he didn't mean anything there. Jimmy, so, you don't get away with anything here on RTE television. There's no favours.
So we're looking ahead to the second half now. We're hoping that it'll brighten as well, of course, for all matches here today. And there's a bit of glamour around Croke Park as well today, but we're back to the weather, coming well protected.
Yeah, I think it'll have a big bearing on the second match, Ger. I think, you know, or Jim, Kilkenny and Galway. You know, sometimes it favours the lighter team. Galway light on their feet, very skillful and fast. It might just suit them, the slippy surface.
Yes, and the loud man who spoke at half-time, Jerry O'Hare, he did say the weather didn't suit them. Yeah.
Well, it's the same for everyone. You know, you can't do anything about the weather. You have to adapt to the conditions. But, you know, certainly, as Tomas was saying there, the 6 studded boots would seem to be the ones, even though the ground is very hard. But if it's slippy on top, you need it. Gary Fenton there, a little bit of it.
Certainly, we saw the 4 midfielders well up for it there. We saw them going hip to hip. The hurls were waiting to swing. And now it's Gary Fenton, the substitute. He has a Limerick background. And it'd be remarkable, really, if he's booked in the... before the ball is even thrown in for the second half. And it looks as if he is. And Tyrone McMahon is, again, Michael, not afraid to make a tough call.
Very, very decisive. And, you know, if it's a yellow card, it's a yellow card. And I think it was. There was a hand to the hurl there, and he got his just reward.
So, away they go for the second half. And again, as so often in the first half, it's Trevor Hilliard on the ball for Louth to his left half forward, Declan Byrne. Now, good marking here by John Dillon. Another man with a Limerick background. And the decision is a free in.
Yeah, Gary Fenton handled it, yeah. You know, he was maybe lucky to get away with the yellow card when the referee saw it. You know, I know he's not badly hurt, and that's probably why early in the second half, but certainly deserved the yellow card.
But it was a date.
Yeah, and same player involved there, pulled a bit late there, I thought, again there after the ball had gone over the line and broke a hurl off Paul Dunn again.
Well, he's sailing close here, I think, to the wind, and he's got to be careful from here on.
And he certainly pulled the stroke after the ball had gone over the line there, so he'll want to watch himself.
And for Louth, this is David Mulholland. He came into the game, of course, at centre forward before the throw in, allowing Aidan Carter to go back, full back, and the ball is played through. Now Louth leading scores. Now it's just run away from him, but very good work by the left full back Brian Ford. Come up, Donaloe and Clare.
Yeah, there was a really good chance, I thought, for David Dunn. I think he should have put the head down and headed for the goal and kicked it in.
But Louth back on the attack. Trevor Hilliard outside the 45, going for a score. Oh, this would be great. Oh, knocked out by JJ Burke. Not just using his left hand and getting in his clearance. Again, as Michael said more than once in the first half, Louth just weren't in on top of the keeper to put him under pressure.
Oh, he did really well though there, Jimmy. Brought the ball away with him and did fierce well to get away there.
And at the other end, for speed here, and McMullen is fouled, was he? Nope, they're playing on. And a good block on the full forward, Barry Shortall. Certainly there was, and again another block, and there's tremendous effort being put in here by the two teams. And again a challenge went in, and that's great physical effort.
Yeah, I think Jim, it's a feature this game. Some of the blocking down has been spectacular. I think that was definitely a free in there. I thought Kevin McMullen was fouled there.
Kevin McMullen, yes.
Definitely,
yeah.
But going back to another high ball in under the crossbar, and JJ Burke did very well to bring it out of him. What Trevor Hilliard, you know, if anyone deserved to score, he did there, and very unlucky to drop short. Good lively start out to the second half, full of commitment.
Well, this is the yellow card of Gary Fenton. Let's see how well he cuts a line ball. As you can see there, perfect technique, right hand on top, good solid grip on the hurl.
He's good with the handle anyway, so we'll see how good he is with the ball. Good ball across
the face of the goal, but it's David Mulholland just missed it. Good pressure being put on by the full forward Shortall. He was one of the goal scorers, of course, in the first half. A free out to Louth to relieve pressure in.
Yeah, that's a new rule, Jim, that came in over the last couple of years. If you lie on the ball or fall on it, it's a free out. You know, can be tricky on a slippy day.
David Mulholland on the ball.
Yeah, great hook again by
Barry Shortall. Oh, great distance in that free, but 2 London men against 1 Louth man, but it's breaking to Trevor Hilliard. It might be more by accident than design that ball got out as far as the midfielder Diarmaid McCarthy, but it's gone wide.
Jojo, look at the howling out there, look.
Great block down there by Paul Dunn, but it's been a feature of this game. And again here,
Barry Shortall
coming across. He's done a lot of hooking and blocking, but it's been a feature of the game. 6 or 7 times we've seen full length dives and blocking down it. If you ever wanted to see an example of good play, but also commitment from both sides, you'd see it there.
So, damp day, and the team's relatively inexperienced, but well able to hurl Louth and London in the Nicky Rackard Cup final. 3 minutes into the second half. London the leaders. Aidan Carter wearing 11, but at full back from the start. Would have been very frustrated and bitterly disappointed, I'm sure, that those 2 goals went in, but he has settled well to the task.
He has, Jim. I was just going to say it. He's settled really well, and you know, he looks a very good hurler. He's obviously sorely missed in the half-forward line. I think he's missed. I think he's really missed from the half-forward. And looking at the hurling that he has there, good pace and good on his left and right side.
That's a good point to make. That they may have been robbing Peter to pay Paul. They had a problem there, clearly. Trevor Hilliard onto it again for Louth, preparing to run now. Stamina sapping day like this, it'll be interesting to see will Trevor Hilliard stick this 70 minutes, because he has covered every blade of grass on Croke Park. Nice ball out by young Foley, the left half back for London, and they're using the big pitch quite well now. London, they're stretching the Louth cover, but Aidan Carter again a block went in, but a half clearance went in too, down to the London right half forward Dara Smith.
Come on, lift him out of it, Molly.
Barry Shortall for London does well. Now a little look up across the field, and it was very well read by Barry Shortall, but Louth clear it. Well, they don't. They've just messed up 2 Louth men there between them, just under pressure. The midfielders back there, Diarmaid McCarthy, and now the clearance comes in. Knocked out neatly. The left full back for London, Brian Ford, a long way there from his number 4 position, but he was comfortable out the field and getting it in.
And he followed through a bit later. Yeah, and Ronan Bernard, left half back for Louth, not too pleased there, pulled a bit of a stroke to the ground, but you couldn't blame him. Late tackle there from Brian Ford.
Now, 5 minutes into the second half, Louth make a change. They're bringing on Sean Conroy for David Black at right full back. It hasn't been easy to play cornerback for Louth today against the speed and hurling ability and a bit of touch of class really to those corner forwards, Burke and McMullen. But Sean Conroy is in for Louth. And here's one of those corner forwards, Dave Burke, in possession. And then help came in, and London trying the crossfield ball. It was Fenton who sent it across. A big man for Louth, that full forward David Dunn. Nice ball across to his midfielder Diarmaid McCarthy, and from way out the field going for a score, but putting it wide, and Louth needed that, and that's their 8th wide. They had 6 in the first half. London had 11 in the first half. No wides from London so far in the second half yet, and 2 for Louth, and they're 2 they could have done with, Michael.
Yeah, Jim, I'm actually very surprised with that substitution, Jim. You know, David Black, he's been marking Dave Burke from the start of the game. He scored 1 point from a free, and he's the danger man for London. Like, he hasn't scored in place, and he hasn't featured much in the game, so unless he has an injury, I think that must be the only reason he couldn't be withdrawn. In fairness to the Louth backs in general, they have dominated, apart from the 2 goals, they've dominated the London forward line.
Yes, so they may have problems elsewhere really, unless, as Michael was saying, that there's an injury or something that we don't know, but certainly he would have been happy enough that he kept such a good player scoreless from play. David Mulholland getting the cut in. The big man coming out is Fergus McMahon. Just been a little subdued after a big start. A good ball down to Barry Shortall to get a touch on. Breaking to the other centre half back, Paul Dunn, who has been solid for Louth and has worked hard. Michael Harding again working hard in the middle of the field to Brian Foley. Brian Foley, a lovely low ball down. And again a good block went in, this time by Aidan Carter on Barry Shortall, and again the goalkeeper was more cheeky than confident, but he'd say that he knew what he was doing. And a nice little touch up by the left half forward to to the right half forward, and it just didn't work. It was John McGahan who tipped it up to Darragh Smith, and Darragh Smith who put it wide. First wide of the second half. This goalkeeper is a colourful character, Michael.
Well, he seems to be in it. He doesn't look like he spent a lot of time in the gym over the winter, but very cool there again, just a little stick out to wing.
Well, he's got a bandaged knee as well, but that's standing up quite well. He's a strong man, tough man, and he looks a competitor.
Yeah, we could do a few scores now, Jim. There's no score since half-time, and really, Well,
McGahan of London here might just set something up, because that's a neat switch of the play. Now onto it comes McMullen, Kevin McMullen, the Antrim man for Antrim. And again, he's trying the cross-field ball. But it hasn't always worked out, although it's pretty to watch. Brian Foley trying to get a touch in, but Louth got it back, and the ball played through. Now the left hand forward, Declan Byrne. London defence in command of the situation. With help from Michael Harding, and again picking up a good defensive position. Michael Harding, the midfielder. To his right full back, Eamon Phelan, who's a Kilkenny man. Well read by the centre back, but well blocked by Fenton, the sub. He may have got a yellow card, he may have put in a couple of digs, but he can hurl too. Just making the point, Michael, that all the crossfield ball that the corner forwards of London are playing, it's pretty, but it's not that effective.
No, but it's still the right thing to be doing. It's just the players that aren't reading it. Their own forwards, from a corner position, that you'd be coaching a lad to play the ball back across. So good play from the corner forwards, just the half forward lines maybe not reading it and following in. But both back lines are completely on top, Jim. Both half forward lines are struggling to make any impact. And I'd like to see Aidan Carter take a chance and move him up the field for full back. He looks to have that bit of strength that's badly needed up there.
Scores are badly needed too. Louth have a chance here. May have felt there that they might have won a free, but the referees let them play on. You just don't. The Louth man opened his shoulders too much there, and it was well read by the London defence. And here's Brian Foley coursing the ball out past the 20-metre line, and then a good clearance. Now in space, down towards Barry Shortall at full forward, and a lovely ball played through. Now, that was lovely skill by Barry Shortall, who certainly is a major figure in this game now. And the London man here in possession, just a little bit slow on the ball. That's Gary Fenton. And in and over the bar. And again, Dave Burke puts the ball over the bar. But we saw a lot of skill in the build-up to that move, Michael. We saw a lot of skill and good touches.
Yeah, Barry Shortall looks nice hurler full forward there. And played a nice ball into the path of Gary Fenton. And he worked very hard and set up the score. But badly needed a few scores.
So one of the changes being made now is Darragh Smith of Galway is off the London team, and Eric Kinlan of Kildare is on, and Louth have a sub on as well. They're taking off Ronan Byrne and their left hand back, and they're bringing on Ger Collins. Now Ger Collins has played already in the championship. Indeed, he got a score from full back in the build up to this, so he won't be a newcomer to the team. Trevor Hilliard, well, the idea was good, but the execution not quite so good, but he can win it back. He won back his own ball, Trevor Hilliard, as did Ryan Foley. Again, neat switch of the play to Dave Burke, who got that last score. Goes for a second, 2 points inside a minute, but this time he's pulled it wide.
Yeah, London creating a lot of room now for the full forward line. The half forward line is playing very, very deep, particularly John McGahan, the Antrim man, playing way out the field here and leaving loads of room inside for the full forward line. So it should be able to exploit that.
John McGahan just missed the pick up there as Louth put on some good pressure. You just wonder now, could Louth ever walk through into a goal scoring position? Great ball down, great touch by the centre forward to the right hand ball, turned on the ball, it's hit the side netting, it's gone out from the side netting. It really, really was a chance. It really was a chance, Declan Byrne, but a great ball down. Just watch what happened here. Onto it comes Declan Byrne.
Yeah, and he did the right thing, Jim. That was a great ball to pull on, and great shot, and just unlucky when it went outside the post. David Dunn, very impressive, I think, in the full forward line for Louth. Worked very, very hard, and a lovely little hand pass out there. In
fairness, Michael, I have to say, JJ Burke, the keeper, and you certainly rate him. He may have had that cut.
Yeah, he looked to be on it, but still, it was the right thing. Really, he wanted to be switching it back to the other post, but he did well. And good catch by David Dunn, and a good pass, nice bit of vision, and everyone did the right thing. Just went wide.
So David Dunn then, man to act as the target inside, as Trevor Hilliard Comes to the cut, opens his shoulder as well. And the referee was just spotting a tug, and again, well spotted by the referee, Tyrone Mahan of Fermanagh. And there's a chance now for Louth to get on the board.
It's very frustrating for the defence. Have done so well since the 2 goals, and they were in the 14th and 15th minute, and London have only got a point or 2 since, and Louth have created a lot of chances and just haven't been taken.
So Gerard Smith pulls it wide, again opened his shoulders, and again very frustrated, and again he's down. And Michael, if they have a second free taker here, I think they've got to make a change now.
Well, it's the thing with a very young player. Whether it be club or county, there's enough, I think, sometimes pressure on them just to handle the occasion and everything else without putting the free taker on top of them as well.
So that was a score Louth could have done with, but 2-5 to 0-5, but still only 2 pucks of the ball in it. And London won't feel just yet that they have even one hand on the Nicky Rackard Cup.
Yeah, and quick puck out pulled up there, Jim. It can be frustrating, even though I was at a couple of club matches yesterday evening. Goalies pulled up for him, but the rule is all the players have to be outside the 21. If they're not, the referee has to pull it up.
Strict interpretation of the rules, and just wondering what would a Donegal Cusack feel about that, because he's the man who has pioneered the quick puck out now in the senior championship. Not that there wasn't quick puck outs in the game down through the years from alert goalkeepers. Now good covering here by the Louth left full back Shane Darcy, again from the Knockbridge club. Now great ball in, the keeper is watching this one, the full forward is in, it's surely a free out, it has to be, yes. Very sure. And again, an eventful time for the goalkeeper Stephen Smith.
Yeah, you can see Barry Shortall here waiting inside the square.
Well, Aidan Carter there as well, and the goalkeeper just got a nick.
Took a little knock in the corridor. The referee again very decisive. He has been very impressive, not just not being condescending there to him, but he's, I think maybe 1 or 2 little things, but generally he's let the game flow very well, and he's added to the occasion.
Yes, and the whistle can be heard loudly too around the ground, and supporters always want that as well. Yeah, well, onto it here was the right half back, Johnny Carter. Oh, he's lost it now. Yes, and I'm afraid the foul on the left half forward John McGahan is punished here. It means that Louth have lost the ball. So a couple of changes then. Dara Smith is off for London. Eric Kinlan, and now the Kildare connection is in. And it's interesting, Michael, that going into this game, 9 counties represented for London, but only 4 clubs for Louth. A small amount of clubs. We thought that only happened in Offaly.
And down last Sunday had only 3 clubs represented. They've only got 3 hurling clubs up
there in the peninsula. Yes.
And 14 of the 15 from Louth from 3 clubs. So obviously a small tick, but they're working hard in the game. Generally, the defence has been very good. Really, I think where they're falling down is the quality of the ball into the forward line. It's nearly all high ball, just poked in, hope for the best. And but if they can develop a bit more pattern to play, some nice hurlers there, and they'll build on this for next year.
Yes, they've got to just keep their organisation up and their motivation. Now the substitute there clearing that ball away, number 17 is Ger Collins, who, as I said, has experience in this championship. He even scored a point in a day that he was playing in the backs. Free to London then, and 16 minutes into the second half, and the man standing over the free is John McGahan from Antrim. And it's interesting now that these frees are not being taken anymore by Michael Harding. It's right on halfway as McGahan steps up to this one. He's shooting into the railway end of Croke Park. Good striking action, but it's just pulling to the right, and it's gone wide to the right. So the London wides now, the tally has mounted up to 15 after 11 in the first half. Puck out again by Stephen Smith from the Pearse Oak Club in Louth. The referee then giving the free perhaps to Louth rather than the sideline ball. Both teams claiming it. The man in the wars is the Louth midfielder Shane Cavan, and he has worked very hard, Michael, in this game in both halves.
He's worked very hard, and I think the physical intensity of the game has been very high. No dirty strokes, there's 1 or 2 little incidents, but generally very, very tough physical game, and it has to be commended on the ball, the majority of it.
And another change now. Johnny Carter is going off, and he is replaced by Sean Byrne coming in. Now they've also brought on Ger Collins and Sean Conroy, and Sean Byrne is in now for Johnny Carter, the right half-back. The London left full-back with the clearance is Brian Ford. Looks a good hurler and has played well here today. But now put pressure on JJ Burke again, and JJ is out, but he had help from the defender. The ball has been played in and over, and Louth get the goal, and Louth are back in the game. And young Gerald Smith, he got the leaving cert results during the week. His free-taking wasn't going right for him here today on a damp day and on a slippery sod, but now Louth, they get a break. JJ Burke was out, couldn't control it.
Yeah, I'm not so sure it was a lone goal from Eamon Field, but it's been happening all day. It's the fourth high ball into the square, and that time they were following in and got the break. And really, they're back in the game now. London will kick themselves 15 wide, should have the game out of sight. Now Louth are right back in it.
But so much high ball was dropping down on top of JJ Burke all day, and the law of averages, at least one of them had to lead to something for Louth. He was making the point earlier on that there were 2 pucks of the ball in, and now there's only 1. And here's Eamon Phelan, who was involved in that goal. He tried to keep it out, couldn't. And here's Brian Foley with the clearance. But again, standing under it, an unmarked Louth man.
Yeah, Paul Dunn, the centre-back, been very influential, particularly in the second half, striking off with the ball down the field there.
And Louth now beginning to up the ante in this game and to up the physical effort. And now all of a sudden it looks like London are under pressure, and there's the Meath man, Trevor Hilliard, the Louth man just going in there. Trevor Hilliard, he's got to be careful because he's on a yellow card from earlier on, and a sign perhaps, Michael, here that London are worried now.
Well, they will be, because they've been so dominant, you know, up to this stage of the game, and they haven't put Louth away. And Louth have shown, particularly at the back, they've showed great heart all through. They haven't given up. A couple of soft goals within, they could have dropped the head, but they didn't. And you know, I made the point earlier that they come from a few clubs, they're tightly knit. The London players are from all over the country, and sometimes, you know, the team with the more spirit can be very difficult to beat.
Well, Louth down through the years in all the GAA codes were known for their fighting spirit, for a never say die attitude, and let's see now what they've got. Sean Quinn is the man in, Barry Shortall is the man off. And at the second attempt, London get in now. There's a man in the square, surely. Well, the keeper has it anyway, but yes, that's surely a free out, Michael. And it's just a bit of a surprise, perhaps, unless he's carrying a knock or anything like that Barry Shortall has taken off.
Yeah, Stephen Smith has done well. Not so sure about the square, but I think they were following in across it, and a good save actually after by Stephen Smith. He covered his near post very well. Yeah, I thought Barry Shortall, maybe I suppose he's only had a goal to show for his efforts, but you know, looked to be a very good hurler. I'd leave him around the square. I'd say if he got a chance, he'd put it away. So
the ball dropped in by Fergus McMahon, going for the score but putting it wide. That's another boost for Louth, another blow to London. London, who've led all the way, but 2-5 to 1-5, and the goalkeeper for one wants more effort from Louth.
The one thing probably lacking with the London full forward, they looked to have the beaten at Louth full backline early on, but they didn't take them on, and gradually the Louth full backline got on top, and really the six backs are dominating now.
Yes, so the London forwards, for all the ball they had to play with, didn't put it on the board in this second half. Nice ball through to Dave Burke. Oh, beautifully knocked away from him by Aidan Carter. Dave Burke, second attempt, turning, twisting. Can he get in a score? Well, it's a good ball in across the face of the goal. And again, Michael, we can't say anything here about wrong against Dave Burke. We've got to say the full back.
Brilliant. Aidan Carter, fantastic block here. He leaves his position and comes across a great block down one-handed. He made one mistake at the start of the game, but you think he was playing there all his life, the way his performance is, and absolutely brilliant.
So goalkeeper and full-back combining very well here to lift Louth, no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
So a nice ball knocked down by the centre forward Jim Ryan there, but Louth exert pressure again. Battling there was the number 19 for Louth, one of their substitutes, Sean Byrne. London back on the attack, trying to open it up, and here's one of their substitutes, and the goal, he throws it in. Oh, that's superb by London. That's all about hurling skill. The man who sent in the pass to number 22 was Sean Quinn, and for once Stephen Smith is beaten.
Absolutely, Jim. That's what I was talking about earlier. You know, there was space there earlier in the game, and players tended to be going outside looking for the easy score, but a brilliant run and a brilliant finish there again. The two Antrim men combined very, very well there.
So Kevin McMullen, the scorer. Kevin McMullen with the goal that reasserts London's superiority here now. They have been superior in the last few minutes. Oddly enough, after Louth got the goal, they just didn't build on it. Back came London. It was the goal, perhaps, was a wake-up call.
Yeah, I think so. Their striking for points has been poor, but we did say in the first half they look more likely to score goals. And the one thing that did disappoint me is they weren't taking on the man. There's loads of room in there. The half forward have pulled so deep and left lots of room for the full forward line. And there, Sean Quinn showed the vision that you need, and a great goal from Cavan.
Well, at the other end, Louth back on the attack. They've got to do it all over again. London coming out of defence. Nice grab out of the air by one of their subs, Gary Fenton. Oh, Johnny McGaughan, can he really get the goal? Yes, it's gone in.
That's Sean Quinn, Jim. Great catch there again.
Well, Mick Burke, the manager of London, is absolutely thrilled. It's gone into the net. It's number 22 indeed, Sean Quinn, who's got the goal, and he improvised, used the boot.
Yeah, it was going to be a penalty, but a great catch there. And we were just praising Aidan Carter a couple of minutes ago, but Sean Quinn has come in and destroyed him there with a run, and now that goal, and really that's the game over now at this stage.
So as two Antrim men strike for goals, Kevin McMullen first, secondly Sean Quinn, and the goalie is coming out, Stephen Smith, but he just, big man, couldn't get in an effective challenge on Sean Quinn.
That's a good point, Jim. Three goals there from the two Antrim players, and just shows you the level of hurling these guys over in London. Antrim could surely do with players like that playing with them.
The injured man is Trevor Hilliard.
He's put in a massive effort since the beginning of the game, Jim. Some of his striking maybe let them down a little bit, but he's really battled hard.
So the fourth goal has gone in. Tom Sims here for London. David Mulholland's sideline cut, I'm afraid, hasn't worked out here. And London to apply a bit of pressure. A good touch there by Eric Kinlan. Out to the substitute Sean Quinn, striking for a point but putting it wide. 25 minutes into the second half, so 15 minutes to go. 15 minutes for Louth to fight back, but at 4-5 to 1-5. Kevin MacDonald there, one of the Louth mentors. Not looking as cheerful as he was earlier on, I'm afraid, because he realises now that those goals really are body blows to Louth hopes. And here's London back on the attack. Good ball out by the consistently excellent Paul Dunn. Michael Harding for London deserves a score, but he's pulled that ball to the right and wide. And just now, Michael, I think you feel that the stuffing has been knocked out of Louth.
Yeah, it has really. The battle very, very hard, but really London with all the wides have had, the game should have been over earlier, and Jim Ryan now down with an injury. The game has been very physically tough, but I think, see the referee now off the ball is booking, I think it's Paul Dunn, the Louth centre back, so obviously there was an incident off the ball.
Yes, Paul Dunn is the latest to be yellow carded, and he certainly has been one of Louth's better performers.
It has been, but it's a big step up, I think. London obviously, you can see there just a late tackle coming in there from Paul Dunn, definitely a yellow card, but I think London's experience of playing at a higher level has told. We were saying there are 9 players from different counties, then Kinlan from Kildare, so 10 different counties represented, so a big spread of experience. All those lads would have played senior hurling with their clubs. Some of them have county experience and at the very top level, and that would tell against a team like Louth. But in fairness, they will have learned from this year and come through. Yeah, late knock there off the ball, but it has been a very physical game. But people that have to learn ill discipline. Doesn't, at this level, you can't be giving away a soft freeze or getting yourself booked in bother. It'll tell against you.
So Stephen Smith to puck out then, 27 minutes into the game, 8 to go. Gary Fenton, who has been very active since he's come in. Tom Sims attacking, and that was a chop down, Michael, and we've got to say, we've praised both teams, but I think we've got to say here, that chop down.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's Paul Dunn again, and just after him booked, a bit of a flick in, and not too bad really. But that's the thing I noticed last Sunday as well with Westmeath now. An awful lot of frees needlessly. The players will have to learn to stay with their men, working hard. The way Clare did and Cork did last Sunday. Joe Dean never got a free inside 50 yards. He takes the Cork frees from inside 50 yards. He never took one last Sunday. And that's the type of thing that you have to aim for. It's the level of discipline that's needed.
Discipline the key. And here's Dave Burke then with the point for London. Very good right full forward from Tipperary, and he also has been a hard worker in this game. So London stretched clear now. 4-6 to 1-5. That's a 3-1 deficit. That's 10 points down now for Louth. It's a long, long way back. And one of their substitutes is trying to get the back into it, Ger Collins. It's put out by the right half back, John Dillon, who has played well. Good touch by Jim Ryan, a hard worker, and a great catch again by Aidan Carter, and a sweeping clearance, and that was a tremendous piece of work. And again, a lovely bit of blocking by Tom Sims. And Ger Collins has to work hard to get it back to his full forward way out from the goal. And then a low one trying to catch JJ Burke off guard, but it didn't.
A bit of a delay there. Michael Harding down again, the midfielder for London. He'll certainly sleep well tonight. He's actually been involved in a lot of heavy knocks and incidents.
Yes, and a very good player, Michael Harding, and certainly he's been one of London's main men today, Michael, no doubt about that.
Real workhorse there in the middle of the field, and
particularly when you consider that his partner had to go off in the first half, Mick O'Mara.
Mick O'Mara, you know, unfortunately had been involved with London for a long time now. Tony man, steeped in hurling down there, so you know, but he'd be delighted to win this Nicky Rackard with London. I think Louth will just play out now. Here's the Alan Mines coming. He's been just back from suspension.
Yes, and of course the decision was made not to pick him today because of lack of match practice. That's why they brought back Aidan Carter. It'll be interesting to see where would they play him now. We've got to watch out for that.
I think this is going to play out the last few minutes now and try to enjoy it. Jim, the game is really over. Good chance here now.
So now trying to burrow their way forward. The two men holding it back were John Dillon and Brian Ford, and they've won their free, and they'll be happy with that because backs are entitled to their credit too. That's the bread and butter work, the work that goes unseen, but it's important work. Onto it for London comes Jim Ryan. And just couldn't keep it in play. Again, you saw a slippy surface there. So 65th minute of the game. Louth looking for a couple of consolation scores at this stage. David Dunn trying to do something for them. Taking it on is the left half forward Declan Byrne. Fergus McMahon in close attention. Tom Sims there too. Good striker of the ball. Down towards top of the right. Dave Burke's corner. Onto comes McMullen, Kevin McMullen. And a nice touch out towards Johnny McGowan. Johnny McGowan then striking from the wing. Oh, and it's gone in. It's gone in, and here the goalkeeper will be very, very disappointed because it came off, first of all, the boot of one of his own men at corner back, and then a London man directed it in, and Stephen Smith is bucking mad over that. And who could blame him? That really was unfortunate. Now Louth, could they get something out of this? Because they'll be very down at that, and the young fellow Smith, he pulls on the ball, but it's run away from him. That's disappointing. Michael Harding. Great ball up. London trying to work through. Again, there's a man free in front of the goal. It's the substitute who got the first goal, Sean Byrne, but he's been denied one here. And the goalkeeper is battling, and he'll battle right to the end. It was Sean Byrne who was denied a second goal there, but they did get one, of course.
Yeah, Sean Conroy here, he came across here and overstretched and completely missed the ball and just bounced off Dave Burke then into the net. One of the softest goals you've ever seen. Here's a good save here by Stephen Smith. showed out well for the ball. But I think really at this stage Louth will be looking for the final whistle. You know, London are tearing through them now, and every time it goes up it looks like a goal chance. And when you throw in 18 or 19 wides that London had as well, you know, into they could really have won by a lot more.
Yes, London are making another change. Off after a good day's work goes Eamon Phelan, and on for a run comes Paul Doyle. He's another of the Tipperary players. Big Stephen Smith goes back into the goal. He has certainly done as much as he could, and he cannot be faulted for any of the goals here today. And he has shown good spirit too. He's a real competitor, and you've got to admire him for that.
Why?
Well, it's gone in and gone over the bar. So London continue to put up the scores, and Dave Burke, that's another one for him. Two minutes to go, plus whatever will be added on for stoppages and injuries. Nicely onto it comes Kevin McMullen again, just getting away from Gerard Smith. Front of the goal, a couple of challenges going in, and it's overcarrying. London man is pleading his case, but really he can have no complaint about it. And it was Sean Byrne carrying and overcarrying, and a right call, Michael, undoubtedly.
Yeah, I don't think it'll make much difference at this stage anyway, Jim. Kevin McMullen just been given a breather there as well now to bringing on a few subs. Did very well, scored 2-1, and both himself and Sean Quinn with the goal, major figures in the Antrim attack in the second half.
Well, we were talking about the counties. Michael started at 19, then a Kildare man came on, and now a Roscommon man has come on. It's a good day for him too, and that man, of course, Paddy Finland.
United Nations.
It's just been announced that there will be 2 minutes of additional time added on, and square ball. So again, Stephen Smith is in the war. I think we could make a video highlights of Stephen Smith's day in Croke Park, a day in the life of a hurling goalkeeper from Louth. So 35 minutes are up. We have 2 to go. Stephen Smith to come.
No controversy with the time, Jim. This week, last week we had first half of the Down Westmeath game pulled up short, and not much controversy about it during the week. I was sure to go that Down had grounds for replay because 35 minutes wasn't played, but nobody seems to be too bothered about whether Down get a replay or not, and the thing seems to be brushed under the carpet. So
yeah, well, we were wondering had we heard the end of that, but as Michael said, there'll be no call for controversy here. Louth make a substitute. They're taking off their left full back, Shane Darcy. He had a reasonable day. He did as well as he could. He played some good hurling, and
he did very well, I thought.
Yes.
It's a point from play scored off from David Burke, and he did very, very well.
Yes, a good day for Shane Darcy of Louth, even though he'll be disappointed that his team have lost, and Dave Burke will be disappointed he didn't add to his scoring tally there. Short puck out by Stephen Smith. You just wish for Louth's sake that they might get another score, preferably a goal, but London won't be in the mood. Nice touch by Johnny McGohan. I didn't have quite the day that his Antrim club and some of his Antrim club mates did. The point for London is by one of their subs, Gary Fenton. He had a yellow card, he gave a couple of digs, but he probably deserved a score because he's been a good worker and a good hurler.
That he is, yeah. He'd be a handful for anyone at centre forward. Tough as nails, and good score from there to deserve. And Tom Sims there was moved forward there, saw him in the forward line a minute ago. Had a great game there for London all through at full back. He's not a player I heard much about in Laois, but certainly a cornerstone for this London team.
Wouldn't Paddy Butler love to have him? Yeah.
Absolutely, looks a class player, but that's these lads are obviously over in London. That's where they're making their living out. It's great that they have an outlet to play hurling over there, and they can, they don't have to lose their heritage and their background from home. And it's a great credit to them that they're here and winning this Nicky Rackard for the first time. Yeah,
that's a good point indeed, because the green jersey there of London today, that's their badge of identity, and they've done it. London are the winners. They're the winners of the inaugural Nicky Rackard Cup, and they're absolutely over the moon, the London fellas. They're thrilled with themselves because they came here to win. They were the favourites, and they've justified favouritism. And there's a sporting handshake, as it should be, from Paul Dunn, who played his heart out really for Louth. And sportsmanship prevails, Michael.
Absolutely, London in the end win 5-8 to 1-5. Very easy win for them, but at times it wasn't easy. When Louth came back into the game with their goal in the second half, with only 3 points in it, but London showed a bit more class at the end and went on to win again.
Another historic day in hurling. London, the winners of the inaugural Nicky Rackard Cup, and we go to the sideline now to join Tony O'Donoghue, who no doubt is with happy London hurling people.
I certainly am, Jim. I'm with Mick O'Dea, who's the manager of the London hurling team. It's a historic day, as Jim says. Well done.
Thanks very much. It's been a fantastic day for us, and just thank God we're on the right side of the result. Brilliant.
Well, goals win games, and you got them in abundance in the end.
We did, yeah. We had an awful lot of wides, which I wasn't happy with, but the goals win games, yeah, and we were lucky enough to get them. Fantastic.
What will it mean for London hurling, and what will it mean for hurling overseas, do you think?
Oh, it's been an absolute fantastic boost, and just thank God to everyone involved that got this tournament underway. It was a lifeline to us, and it's absolutely fantastic.
Tommy Harrell, your secretary, was telling me earlier that it can be hard enough for you to get fellas who are maybe over there doing third level education in London, but this is a great incentive for fellas to get involved, isn't it?
Absolutely, and the normal run of the year lads come and go back to Ireland, Australia, America, but when we knew we were in this competition, it was enabled us for a bit of stability, and it was fantastic to get them together. Brilliant.
Are you proud of your players today?
Absolutely over the moon. Best day of my life.
Well done, Nick.
Thanks a million. Thank you.
Well, congratulations to London, and those are, of course, the London players and the panel. They're very happy with their day here today, and why shouldn't they be? The first ever winners of the Nicky Rackard Cup. Nicky Rackard Cup being presented 50 years after Nicky himself was here in Croke Park, of course, to win an All-Ireland with Gerald and Thomas Mulcahy are here with me in the studio. We were talking about the boost that is for London, and it is a boost. I mean, you know, last week Westmeath went back home to Mullingar and open top bus after winning the Christie Ring and that kind of stuff, and then celebrate this in London. It's a boost to the GAA.
It's absolutely massive boost, and I mean it's all you see so much about, and the hurling about the Corks and the Kilkennys and the Clares and Limericks, but these guys are putting just as much effort into the game, and they're keeping the game alive in places where maybe it isn't the popular sport. And certainly with London, they mentioned there, I think Mick O'Dea, guys that have gone over there to make their living, to work there, and Michael Dignan mentioned as well, to have an outlet like that, to go to a training field, whether it's Tuesday or Thursday night, and have games in Rice Slip at the weekend, is a fantastic, and it's a great achievement, and they must be commended on it. I mean, they have a great performance.
Sherlock now went over during the weekend, talked to them, and he
words of wisdom from the man alongside us, you know.
I know, but getting away from that, the Olympics are going to be in London in 2012. Over the next 5 or 6 years, they expect a massive influx of young lads from Ireland to go over and work on the numerous projects that are going to be on for the Olympics. And this is a great image for them now. It's a great recruiting ground for them. And it's a great opportunity for young players to get involved. And all of them will explain to you, it is a great social scene involved with it as well. And great contacts to get jobs. It's a bit like New York was about 30 years ago. Now, as well as that, in 8 London schools, they have coaches in 8 London schools at national school level, trying to get the sons of immigrants to play hurling. You know, so they're making a massive effort. So today is a huge boost for all of that.
When you're over the next day, you might get hurling into the Olympics for us.
No, we'll stick with the baseball.
That may be for another day, but what's happening right now is the presentation of the cup. Let's go down to the middle of the Hogan stand where that's happening.
It's wonderful to come here today and to see the minnows of hurling getting centre stage when you have a team from Louth, from the overseas of London, and a referee from Fermanagh. You can say that the GAA is truly democratic and hurling is alive and well, despite what some people might think. Well done to London and Louth in particular for a great performance. I know it's disappointing for Louth to be beaten, but they have acquitted themselves very well, and they will learn a lot from this campaign, and I have no doubt they will come back in a year or two to lift the Nicky Rackard Cup, and I compliment them also on their sportsmanship and staying there in front of us for the presentation. Well done, Louth. Now, joining me here for the presentation, I would ask you to give a big welcome to Nicky Rackard's son, Bobby, and his daughter, Berna, who are here behind me. Also to his brother, Also to his brother John and his nephew Willem, who are also here with us. And I'd like also to welcome Taoiseach, who came all the way from Coast Del Sol in Kerry to be here for the presentation today. Fáilte Taoiseach. Finally, I would like once again to thank the Hurling Development Committee, who have worked hard and who ensured that counties like London and Louth and others could have a big day here in Croke Park. Well, today is the beginning of a reward for their labours. So well done again to Louth, well done to London, and particularly London, because you're not only representing your own county of London, you're representing all those overseas who work so hard to promote our games right across the globe. Mila Wakers Tiv, Axanish. Axanish, Kirim Asaram, Corn Nicky Rackard, Avrana, Duncado Riev, the captain, London, Faro Kuntanami, or Robert Emmets Club in London, Fergus McMahona.